On the broadcast as we're getting another breaking input. Now this one is coming from the BJP's camp where despite having the numbers in place, NDA is extremely cautious of each and every vote that is going to be casted today. Now NDA has divided its MPs in groups and training on how to vote, especially for the new MPs, will take place this morning over breakfast at various leaders' houses. So these are the latest inputs that we are tracking at this point of time. Joining us on the broadcast is our colleague Payal. A very good morning, Payal. Can you provide us insights into the breakfast meetings hosted by various leaders for their respective regional MPs to be trained?
Well, you do understand that the NDA has 293 MPs on their own as well, and they come in from various states. There are alliances with a lot of parties as well, so that's what the BJP and the NDA want to do. They want to make every vote count, and that's the reason two strategy meetings took place yesterday. You saw one strategy meeting taking place at Rajnath Singh's office for the nomination, and in the evening, Mr. Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, also held a strategy meeting at his office in Parliament as well. So MPs have been divided state-wise. Kuhina, essentially every MP will be going to respective state leaders' place, and they will be in fact provided training over there. In fact, yesterday also late in the evening, we did see some BJP leaders sharing some voting slips with the newcomers and the new MPs and telling them, how they need to fill that form, because you have to make sure that every vote counts. Should there be a physical voting, how it should happen. So mock training will also be done with the MPs, especially the new MPs. There are a large number of new MPs who do not know how this will happen, because the division numbers are not given, and like Sharon was reporting, that the division will be sought by the opposition, will be sought by the Congress party essentially, which means that there is a voting slip which will be given. So all the MPs have to be very careful of how they fill the form, because they do not want their votes to become invalid as well. So that's the kind of effort that the BJP and the NDA seems to be making. This is actually a classic lesson for all those political parties who actually wonder why BJP gets successful in every election. The BJP prepares very, very well. Even yesterday, you saw a coordinated effort coming in from the NDA partners when they all met at Rajnath Singh's office. They filled up the proposal forms. They all went in together like a cohesive unit. There was Lalan Singh there, there was Ram Mohan Naidu there, there was of course Chirag Paswan, all the other leaders were there. They went in as a cohesive unit to try and show a figure of unity to file the nomination for Mr. Om Birla as well. So that's the kind of effort that the BJP is making. In fact, all the political parties have asked their MPs to gather in Parliament at about 10:30 in the morning for better coordination from there. From various political parties, their MPs will enter the house together.
Right, Payal. Thank you so much for bringing in all those details. I'll request you to stay with us on the broadcast, as Pallavi is also joining us on the broadcast. A very good morning, Pallavi. We've just heard that NDA is extremely cautious of each and every vote that is going to be casted. So what can be the key strategies for securing the necessary votes for K. Suresh in this speaker election, in the entire fiasco that is unfolding over the speaker election today?
Well, I mean, it's not that the India bloc is unaware of the fact that the numbers are very much in favor of the NDA.
Indeed.
They do know the numbers are not there, but it's a question of proving a point. I think the biggest challenge, of course, yesterday was when news came in that Trinamool Congress was little unhappy with the fact that what they consider to be a unilateral decision by the Congress party. In fact, if you just step back a bit, it was a phone call which went in from Mr. K.C. Venugopal to all the India bloc members day before, asking them for their opinion as to what should the stand be on the speaker's election. Parties like the Trinamool Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the NCP, Sharad Pawar also made it very clear that our focus should be on deputy speaker. That is what we must be demanding. Let's not get into this entire issue of speaker's election. So when the Congress last minute decided to go ahead and field K. Suresh opposite Om Birla, not many were happy. The Trinamool Congress in fact made it very clear that this was a decision which was taken by the Congress party on its own, and therefore when the India bloc floor leaders meeting took place yesterday, one of the main challenges to be faced by the Congress was to reach out to a TMC, reassure them that this could have been a slip, but we are not going to do this again. Rahul Gandhi himself reaches out to Mamata Banerjee, also conveys the message that I'm going to be the LOP. So these are the attempts which are being made to ensure. I don't think it's just about numbers, Kuhina, it's also about proving if there is a counting which is going to take place, that the entire India bloc stood together, because that is what they're going to be watching. If there are any abstentions, any absences, that will cast a shadow over the unity which we saw within the India bloc on day one of the parliament session.
Right, Pallavi, thank you so much for bringing all those details. I'll request you to stay with us on the broadcast as Arunima, another colleague, is also joining us. A very good morning, Arunima. Now, there have been allegations and counter allegations in regards to the elections, this one-in-a-time historic election taking place over the selection of a speaker. Now, how do we perceive to the allegations that this election is a fight against the BJP's bulldozing of democracy?
Yes, you're right. The election for the Speaker's post is not something that has happened over the last 5 decades, and therefore the government was keen that parampara, as they call it, be continued, that whatever the animosity, the acrimony between the opposition and the ruling side, that be set aside and they come together. But like all the top leaders have been coming on record and seeing, be it Lalan Singh, be it Piyush Goyal, or be it Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju himself, they said that conditions that were attached to Om Birla's nomination, unanimous nomination, were not acceptable to the government. The conditions were that the opposition is going to support Om Birla's candidature as Speaker, but in return, the government must assure the opposition that the Deputy Speaker's chair will be there. This conditionality was not acceptable to the government, leading to this election outside Om Birla's residence. We are seeing since the last 45 minutes or so, the gate has just been shut. Otherwise, there's constant stream of visitors, mostly his supporters, who are coming to congratulate Om Birla once again for becoming the Lok Sabha Speaker, even though there is an election that will happen, and the election will not be bound by whip. There is no whip that can be issued for the election of the Speaker. It will be a secret ballot, and therefore each member of Parliament will take their own decision. And therefore, there is some kind of a suspense going on, but the ruling side is confident. They have enough numbers. The National Democratic Alliance is together, be it the TDP, JDU, Chirag Paswan, Jitan Ram Majhi. They have all come out in support of the government's nominee, which is Om Birla. But even then, because of this election process that has been thrown in for the Lok Sabha MPs, and a lot of them are new MPs, there is some suspense that is still ongoing.
Right, Arunima. I'll request you to stay with us on the broadcast as we are getting another